Hey YouTube. So today I'm going to be talking about how I pretty much went from this to this in a year. So it has been a long journey. It's definitely not something that I just did overnight or happened in a couple days, or I have, a product that changed my hair overnight and made my hair grow. It's been such a journey. Um, I probably have about 4 or 5 holy grail things that I do that I feel like have really helped my hair over that year from 2016 to 2017. Um, I do want to do a curly hair as well, so you can just see how it looks, or a braid out, how it looks from one braid out length to another braid out length within a year. But anyway, so prior to all this, me growing my hair, prior to 2016 to 2017, prior to that, it was a struggle. I'm going to insert some pictures so you guys can see how much of a struggle it was for me to take care of my hair. It's been a long time coming. When I was little, from the time I was born, I had a ton of hair. Up until I guess I was able to do my own hair, I always had nice, thick, long hair. I'll insert some pictures because I'm pretty sure my mom had started taking a flat iron to my hair kind of at a young age. I'll insert one of the pictures. I don't know the exact date, but I know that she did start putting heat on my hair at a young age. But I still had very thick, very nice hair. Um, so up until I would say about 12 or 13, when I really started getting into doing my own hair, that's when I just kind of went ham with whatever, however I could experiment. I did my hair, a little bit before then, but when I was 12 and 13, that's when I really started to experiment. I never colored my hair or anything like that because I was always just not really into it. I love dark hair and I love having dark hair, so I just never thought that I wanted to really color my hair or do anything different color wise. However, heat, I swear I was like the queen of heat on hair. Um, it was to a point I have like there's like a net in my house that's like totally ruining the video. Anyway, I was a heat queen. Loved putting heat on my hair. There were some points where I was doing it every day. Now, I just pretty much followed whatever my mom did. However my mom did her hair and however she went about things, that's how I did mine. So if my mom put heat on her hair every day or every other day, that's what I did. Some days I might have used, flexi rods or rollers or something, but almost pretty day I was getting up, going to school, trying to put on like my little makeup and, straighten my hair or curl my hair. Um, it was different then. Girls weren't really too much into the whole natural thing like we are now. We're really in tune with ourselves and our bodies and stuff like that. And girls weren't really into that then. It wasn't probably until maybe like middle of high school, maybe end of high school, when girls are really starting to get into doing the whole natural thing. And that was still in the startup phases. So, all throughout middle school and the beginning of high school and stuff like that, every girl, the cool thing was to, go get your hair pressed out, go to the salon, get it done, relax like crazy all the time so you could have this sleek, bone straight hair. And that's what I did. I was getting it done in the salons. I was pressing out myself using hot combs, curling iron, straighteners, you name it. I used it. I put heat on my hair. And I will show you how I looked throughout high school. I'll show you my senior picture, and another picture from my senior year where my hair was so damaged and so horrible. It was ridiculous, and I just went with it. I absolutely hated it, but at the same time, I didn't really know what to do with it. I didn't research or go on YouTube or Google or anything to see what I should do with my hair, so I just kind of let it go the way it was, or I put in weaves. And even at that time, that's when people were still using um, glue in your hair for weaves and sew-ins and stuff like that. It was just a mess. But anyway, fast forwarding to, it wasn't until about 2 years ago that I really got into my hair. And when I say got in, I mean really taking the time to care for it. When I said that I was using, weaves and stuff like that, that's how my hair always was. So when it was time to take the weave out, I'd wash it really quick with some random shampoo and conditioner and then hurry up to the hairdresser to go get my next weave put in. I didn't take care of it. I didn't moisturize it the way I should. I didn't deep condition it. I didn't do anything really except wash it quick and then go to the hairdresser, and that was it. So it was definitely a struggle. And it wasn't until I graduated high school that I noticed when I was getting my, weaves and stuff in, or my protective styles, and I was taking them out, I was just noticing, like, I don't like the way my hair is out, because it just kind of clicked to me. I'm like, there's going to be a time where I want to wear my hair out, and I want it to look nice and be healthy, not even just lengthwise, because it's not like I'm big on length or it having to exceed this long, crazy length. I just want it to be healthy. So when I finally got fed up with how it was, I decided to start making some changes, and I just kind of said, you know what, look, Shannon, when you take your weaves out or you take your protective styles out, and you have this period where you're just sitting and you're not doing anything with your hair, you need to take care of it. So that's what I started doing. So number one, I would say I started to just be in the know and be aware of what was going on with my hair under the weaves and outside the weaves. And that consisted of, not manipulating it so much, putting my fingers through it, changing the hair tools that I was using, the brushes and the combs and things like that. And just learning how to, detangle it better and not get it so knotted up, because I honestly don't know what type of hair I have. I want to say maybe 4C. I really don't know. I really don't care. I just kind of go with it. I want to say 4C, and I have read that when you do have 4C hair, it does tend to knot up and things a lot on the ends, which is what would happen to me, and I would just go through it with any type of tool and just let it go. Number two, I want to say that it would have to be the products I was putting on my hair. I started researching, different shampoos and conditioners that were better. Started researching deep conditioners. I did a lot of YouTubing in that time period to try and figure this out. But like I said, shampoos and conditioners, moisturizers. I was really big on just using any moisturizer, and a lot of them were too heavy and just weighing my hair down. So that's when I started switching to lighter moisturizers, and then I just started switching to oils in general. Another thing, number three, would be not putting so much heat on my hair. If I put heat on my hair now, I would say it's probably once or twice, maybe 3 times a year, and I just stretch it. I stretch it for as long as I can, and then that'll be it, and then I will just wear it natural, or I will get some type of protective styling. So that went for not blow drying it as much after I washed it, not really straightening it or curling it, pressing it out, nothing. If I did want it to last, I would use some type of flexi rod or something like that to keep my curls, or whatever the case may be. I would say another thing was using the right type of styles for my hair when it was natural and when it was in a protective style. So I did some protective styling, braids and stuff here and there, but I never really cared for it. I was always a weave girl. I loved to get weaves and stuff like that and sew-ins. But then I kind of would let anybody just do my hair, and I didn't realize until later on when I noticed that, like, my edges might be thinner, or like maybe the back of my hair was thinner, or certain spots of my hair was thinner, that I'm like, I need to also pay attention to the stylist that I'm using to put these in as well, because as you know, when you do weaves and things like that, your hair has to be braided. So I just started researching as well what type of hairstyle or what hairstylist I want to use, and if they had good reviews and things like that. And that's how I went with finding better stylists to do my hair, my protective styles. And I think that's definitely something that helped me as well, because I noticed that I am so big for wanting to always have my hands in my hair and fluffing it up and doing different braids and twist outs and just manipulating it and stuff like that, and always touching it. And sometimes I'll have to like hold my hands like this and be like, Shannon, you gotta stop manipulating your hair, because sometimes it's hard and you just don't notice. But for me, the biggest thing is I'm still in a transition period, so I'm still trying to gain thickness and gain more length and gain strength and stuff back into my hair. My hair has been really thin from when I started to do my own hair at 12, 13. My hair just started thinning, and it's kind of been pretty thin ever since. So I'm really just more focused on trying to gain that strength and thickness and durability back in my hair, so that way I don't get so much shedding and breakage and knots and tangles and things like that. So that's why I just try and do as many protective styles. If I don't want to do it, if I am like over my hair and I'm like, I'm just going to keep throwing it in ponytails, or I'm just going to keep braiding it and taking it, I'm just like, you know what, no, let me stop. Let me just put my hair in a protective style and leave it like that and let it do its thing for a while until I feel as though I want to go back in and actually deal with it. Because being a woman of color, it is a lot. It takes a lot to maintain your hair and keep it healthy. However, when you get into a cycle and a routine, it does become easier to maintain it. But you definitely have those days when you're like, I really don't feel like doing anything. Like, I don't feel like deep conditioning, and I don't feel like, doing a twist out. I don't feel like it, and sometimes you don't, and that's fine. But you have to know the alternatives in order to protect your hair and still keep it good. So if you don't want to do anything to it, that's fine. Well, then go ahead and put it in a protective style, so that way you can still protect it. So my hair has taken such a long journey, and even though there's length in these pictures and there's just a little bit more thickness, I still have such a long way to go, and I'm still trying to figure out my hair. It takes a long time.